Okay, guys, today we are going to be learning about bearish butterflies. So, one of our strategies we haven't looked at too much in the last couple of years as we've been trending upwards. Now the market's turning a bit bearish. This could be a strategy to add back into our arsenal. So, before we get started, quick reminder that everything discussed is for educational purposes only, is general in nature, and does not take into account your personal circumstances. So why do we trade bearish butterflies? They have a pretty high success rate. You do have to be a little bit selective with when you enter them. We have put them on the shelf a little bit the last couple of years in the bullish trend. But generally speaking, they have a pretty high success rate. We can tweak them a little bit as well, as you'll see, depending on what our view on the market is. They can potentially have quite big profits compared to the capital at risk. They're fairly systematic and easy to trade, which a lot of people really like. The rules are quite well defined in terms of when you add to the trade, and it's going to work in most markets. As I said, definitely better in slightly bearish markets. They can actually act as a pretty good hedge for some of your other bullish trades. They are negative delta. So if you've got a lot of positive delta, they can actually act as a nice little natural hedge. A good time to enter them is after the market has had a big run up and we're expecting a little bit of a pullback. So in terms of the scaling in, this is how we would start a position. And you can see here that purple line, that T+0 line is very, very flat. We've got more risk on the upside. We've got negative overall delta. This is a sort of standard setup without any variation. We're going to do a little bit better on the downside than on the upside, but you can see very, very flat T+0 line to start with. Russell's currently at 2020. So the middle point of our butterfly is 40 points below. So we take this number, we subtract 40, gives us 1980. That becomes our midpoint. And then each of the wings are 80 points away. So we go down 80 points to the 1900 strike. We go up 80 points to the 2060 strike. So the initial setup is pretty straightforward. That's a pretty standard looking trade. If we're going to use IWM, we basically just drop the last zero off all of these, divide everything by 10. So it would be the 190 strike, 198, and the 206. Sometimes IWM might be trading slightly differently to Russell. So you might have to change those strikes a little bit, but basically you would do the same thing. Instead of 40 points below, it would be 4 points below. And instead of then dropping $80 or 80 points worth of strikes down to the lower wing, you would drop $8 on IWM. So let's go through a couple of examples that we have had in the last few years. As I said, there hasn't been that many because the market's been on quite a good bullish run. With this one, we actually used the NASDAQ, the Qs. So in this case, we're placing the trade about 10 to 12 points below, and we're going about 15 points wide. Delta dollars, 5,500, is still quite high. And our T+0 line is a little bit different to the Russell. We had a lot more negative delta. This was a bit of a hedge trade at the time. We actually wanted some negative delta to help hedge some of our positive delta trades. So that was July 10th. That was our entry point. And then we're in the trade about 11 days. One thing to notice actually before I go to the next slide, one little peculiarity with butterflies is the T+0 line is kind of off center. Normally with this profit tent, you'd expect the middle of our hill, the top of our T+0 line, to be right in the middle of the butterfly. But when we start the trade, that's not the case. As we get closer to expiration, the T+0 line will come back towards the center, but when we start the trade, it's actually quite far to the downside. So that was our entry. We exited here. Now, I'm going to show you an example as well where you can scale in on the downside, but we took a nice little profit here. The trade is more or less delta neutral now, so not really providing much of a hedge. So there was no need to keep it on. And in fact, if the NASDAQ had have kept dropping, we would have ended up having positive delta. So it wouldn't have been a good hedge at all. So we closed it out and took a little profit. So that was a pretty easy example. Didn't have to scale in or anything. We just opened it, closed it about 10, 11 days later. That was our entry point. We got in pretty much right at the top. I think it was, I can't remember if it was the red candle or the green candle, might have been that one. rallied a tiny bit, but then dropped down, and we took our profit there. As you can see, if it had have kept dropping, or the Nasdaq kept dropping, so we would have actually gone well outside the structure of our butterfly, and we would have ended up with positive delta. This example was on a PDD, so June 5th. A little bit different, slightly less negative delta on this one, and the T+0 line is a bit closer to the center. Normally, you might find that with individual stocks and the indexes, the middle of the T+0 line is a little bit lower. Like when we do our condors, it's just a weird thing with the indexes because I guess people tend to pay up extra for the puts. We get a lot of put call skew, and like our condors, we might have a 15 delta on the put spreads and maybe a 10 delta on the call spreads. It's kind of a similar theory with the butterflies, where the T+0 line on individual stocks is a little bit closer to the middle of the graph. Here we're going about 7 points below, about 15 points wide. We've got a nice wide structure. Our scale in points would be the upside strikes, so 150 on the upside or 120 on the downside. Moving forward, June 12th, so about a week later, we hit the upside at 150. This is our before image. Now what we're going to do is we're basically going to add a second butterfly, but the middle strike is going to be the upper strike of the original butterfly. So we're going to sell 2 of those. We're going to buy 1 of this one, and we're going to buy 1 of this one. So we're only adding 1 extra strike, which is kind of nice. So basically, if we buy 1 of these, the new position becomes -1. If we sell 2 of these, this becomes -1. And if we buy 1 of these, this becomes 1. So we'd end up with 1, -1, -1, 1. And it would actually start to look a little bit more like a condor. So that's our before image. That's our after image. We've moved our break-even price a little bit further up to about 157. If we go back to the before, our break-even price was about 146. We've extended our break-even price on the upside, added some extra capital to the trade. Delta dollars hasn't changed too much. And now we're still looking for that just little pullback in towards the middle to lowest end of our structure. So that was June 12th. And then June 24th, we got the pullback into the middle, closed out the butterfly. Now our T+0 line is pretty much right in the middle of our structure. Notice how it looks a bit more like a condor. Let's go back. When we have our first scale in, it's kind of like a condor, isn't it? Even though we're using all puts, it's actually got that condor shape. So at that time, there was about 550 in premium in the trade, and then it came down to 300, so about a $250 profit from the first scale in. Overall, about $130 or 12% profit. That was our entry point. We actually didn't do it when it was overbought. We actually did it on a slight pullback. It was breaking a trend line. We were looking for some more downside. We scaled in here on the little rally, and then it pulled back into that zone. So that was a pretty nice scenario. Potentially better entry. It's always obvious with hindsight, isn't it? Is sort of around here. We would scale in, and then it would pull back here into the zone. All right, so one rookie mistake is entering a bearish butterfly when the stock or indexes has yet to reach an overbought level, significantly decreases the chance of success. Like I said, you don't necessarily want to do it when the market's had a big drop, because here we get the big rally. You'd be scaling in, then you'd have to roll the bottom butterfly up. It'd be very, very tricky. You want to try and enter on the green arrows, not where the red arrow starts. So here would be good, here would be good, here, 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 and about here, not necessarily here. So taking the current market into consideration, we've already had a big drop. We want to enter when we get a little bounce. So thanks for watching. If you've got any questions on the bearish butterfly, please just leave a comment below and I'll be sure to get back to you. And make sure to check out all the resources in the description below as well. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.